I think this is the happiest I've been since my wedding day right now. Every dog should learn how to do this. I'm Zach George. I train dogs. This is my new dog, and I'm gonna show you how I trained her from day one. Things definitely won't always go smoothly. You can start from the beginning, or you can pick up anywhere. Subscribe and hit the bell notification so you never miss an episode. When you put into motion an approach based on love and respect, your results will forever remain in motion. This is Inertia. Welcome to the dog training experience. In this episode, we'll start to get Inertia acclimated with our new home and our new park here in Atlanta. Recently, I've purchased a second house in my hometown of Atlanta, and I want to begin to show Inertia how to behave here because there are some things here that are different. Okay, guys, so our big news is that we've recently gotten another house here in Atlanta where I have lots of family, so it gives us an option to be closer to them. I want to get her introduced to the house, but there's one really pressing issue that I want to make priority number one at this house. See, this house is positioned on a very busy road. This is by far the most urban setting that I've ever lived in. I mean, we're in the heart of Atlanta. There's so much going on around us here. There's gonna be a process here in getting Inertia to adapt to all of this, and we're gonna work through it together. So those of you who have dogs in cities might find this helpful. You have to hold a dog to a higher bar when you do live in a city because there are more dangerous things going on around them, like traffic. You have to navigate sidewalks that have pedestrians, so you have to keep your dog from jumping on strangers every time they meet someone new. So bottom line is, I want to get Inertia very reliable about staying at the front door. So I'm gonna put her into a sit, right? Good job. Giving her a tiny piece of meat right there as a treat. And I've done this with her in a number of settings, so I'm hoping she's going to do well. And I literally have her attached with a D-ring here, so I have that extra safety net in place. And it's one of the easiest things to teach if you just go in slow motion. Watch. Jiggle, jiggle, right? Reward. Opening for a brief second as to not constantly tempt your dog to run out initially during the early stages, because you want to keep her staying at all times. Yes, very good. You're doing great, by the way. And just to be really obvious to her, I'm gonna give her a serious hand signal here. Stay. I'm gonna open it. I love how she's looking at me automatically. And again, those smells and sounds just coming into the front door here are gonna be very tempting for most dogs. Stay. Look at that. See, she's starting to get a little tempted. Let me go ahead and close the door. Look at me. I want to make sure she knows how to stay at all times. Stay. I'm gonna open it for a little bit longer. Regardless of where you live, every dog should learn how to do this. Very good. Yes. Excellent. I'm satisfied that she'll do a rehearsed stay when I open the door, when using a really good value treat, but I want to proof this a little bit and make this exercise a little bit harder for her now. Your goal is always to try to train for something that's more exciting than they're likely to experience in real life. That's hard to do though, that's almost impossible to do, but you try your best. I've been saving this toy for something just like this. Everything about it, the texture, the sound is really exciting. I mean, she can tell it's a new toy and she's never seen it. I'm going to use this as my major distraction. I don't know what to expect here. I would like to think that she's gonna hold her stay, but I mean, nothing surprises me. She's still a young dog and she's very curious. I'm just gonna really emphasize stay here. Stay. Look at me. I don't think I've heard the sound of that, like to that degree. It kind of startled me. She did flinch, so it wasn't ideal, but she ultimately passed. I'll give her a B- for that one. Stay. Yes, very good. All right, so now she wants to do a down stay. I'll take any kind of stay I can get right now. The important thing is that she stays and doesn't run out of the door. Stay. Good girl, you're doing great. Inertia is doing a great job, and since this skill is so important, I'm going to continue to work on this often for many months to come. There's an awesome park near our house too. Let's do a training session there and see how she likes it. I kind of want to see how she's going to react in this brand new place. As you can see, she's a little anxious right now. She's like, what is this? What are we doing right now? And I've chosen this spot because it puts you kind of in the middle of a semi-decent sized field, but there's a pretty well-traveled pedestrian path that circles us here. So it allows me to give her long-term exposure to things at reasonable distances where I can easily modify the distance between her and those things happening, like people walking by, dogs walking by, maybe some bicycles, things like that. So my objective is to kind of hang out here and do some screensaver dog training. Looks like I've got a little work to do here. She is kind of reacting to her world. Let me see if I can call Inertia off these distractions. Inertia, come here, come here. Yes, good job. I'm using a lead today to make sure that I have full control of her at all times. Oh, there's an interesting outburst. Okay, come here, let's go over here. What's this? Go. Oh, good. That was a nice little example there, using a toy as currency. Okay, so Inertia is getting distracted by a dog. My goal here is to get her attention on me by getting her interested in playing with me. And I have no issues with Inertia socializing and playing with dogs on play dates, but sometimes I just need her to be interested in me. So I'm doing a lot of real short tosses with the stick right now. Inertia has a pretty soft bite, and this is a tough green stick she found, so I didn't think it was likely to splinter. I'm also throwing that stick nice and easy to prevent any potential injury, but in general, I don't recommend playing with sticks. It just so happens that she's really into this right now, and I'm gonna throw it very carefully. Good? Yes, good. Can you give me a come around? I like to do those come arounds a lot when I play fetch. Set a dog up in a nice straightforward moving motion. Right now I know she's captivated by that dog. I want to see if changing up my currency might make her a little bit more reliable right now. Hey, Inertia, what's this? Come here. What's this? Sit. So in this case, the treat that I'm using is reinforcing enough to her to pay attention to me instead of the dog. I love it when that happens because that's not always the case. Inertia, come. Oh, look at that. So I'm actually getting her to voluntarily walk away from the other dog. If you can do that in any capacity without having to force your dog, you're in really good shape, especially with an 8-month-old dog like this. Stay. Nice long extended stay we've got going on here. She's getting a little distracted. Leave it. Yes. Okay, good. Nice job. That's cute. Okay, there's a little girl running by that Inertia is distracted by. Let me see if I can get my dog's attention on me. Good job, Inertia. Yes, nice work. And she voluntarily came to me there. And it's that classic fine line of letting your dog like check out what's going on around them and also getting them to listen to you. Okay, I guess I spoke too soon. I'd rather that she come over here and settle down, maybe into a down stay. Given that Inertia is in an excited state of mind, I'm going to make this exercise easy by luring her into position, even though she can do this without a lure under less exciting circumstances. She's really responsive right now with currency. Without currency, she would be much less reliable. But remember, in a place that's exciting like this, there are many instances where you can use the environment itself as the currency. So food, toys, environment. Those are the three main types of currencies that you can use. So granting your dog access to run and smell around could be very reinforcing to them if they earn it. Okay, lie down. Good, give me a play dead. Good job. Oh, right there, look at this. And we have the little girl who's run by yet again, and Inertia is really starting to learn how to stay. Keep in mind that my main focus is simply giving Inertia exposure to this brand new park, so I'm happy to be a little lax on her obedience training in exchange for her gaining some general life experience. But of course, it can't hurt to try. Hey, come here, come on. Good, yes. Can you heel? Look at me. Okay, easy. Yes, good. And so we have distractions over here, a family having a picnic in the background, and she's really holding that heel. Inertia, come. Come on, let's go. So my goal here, heel. Good girl. Yes, good. Come on, let's go. Heel. This way. Right here, a little reluctant on the turn. There we go. Come on, let's go. Yeah, that's it. Good. Heel. Wait. She got a little confused on weight there. I'm curious to see if I can get her to crawl. Crawl's been one of our harder tricks to evolve. She still likes me to be fairly close to her when asking her to crawl. So let's see here. I'm really trying to get her crawling properly. Crawl. Yes. Crawl still needs a ton of work because I'm having to take a step back on Crawl to keep her hips more aligned because she's kind of dragging her hips and I don't really like the way that looks. And remember, it's not that we're teaching her all these things. We're teaching her all these things in this new park with all of these distant distractions going on. Some of them pretty close, like the girls over here playing Frisbee with each other and the dog in the distance. There are many depths here. You have all sorts of interesting things. I love training in places like this because it gives you so many training opportunities in a really short period of time. And if you're willing to spend an hour or two on a beautiful day like this at the park, then why not stay? To me, there's nothing more important than teaching a dog how to stay when they're anywhere, especially in public. I'm gonna work on having her stay while I walk around her. This is important because, you know, sometimes you may need your dog to hold an exact position while you walk behind them to go address somebody else. I'm gonna take a step back here since we're in a new environment. That's a major variable change. And I'm going to just walk a quarter of the way around her and then reward. You know, I'll do that a couple of times, then I'll work up to walking halfway around her and coming back and rewarding and not insisting on an eternal stay. And this is a lot more difficult than it might look here. We've been working on this, so she's making it look a little easy, but most dogs will almost always break their position when you walk behind them in a stay unless you've practiced for it. This could make you dizzy too. And eventually the goal again here is to be able to walk all the way around her while she holds that stay. And before she fails, I'm gonna let her know the stay is all done. Okay, good job, nice work. I'm thinking that we can let her have recess now. You're being really good. She's being anxious, but do you see how she's holding the stay here? Do you wanna play? Oh, what's this? Let's see if she's into Frisbee. Right there, okay, good sign, right? So she was distracted. I'm gonna keep her on lead because she's gonna be running around a lot more now, so I don't want her running up to the other dog. Ready? Go, good. I'm gonna start off with some rollers here. This is great. I love that she's playing Frisbee in this environment. I'm gonna do some tug here to see if that gets her to behave a little more intensely. Good, yes, ready? Come around, and this way, go. I'm gonna keep it kind of short. Good job, girl. Yes, let go, come around, go. And I don't care if she catches it or not. I just love that she's playing right now. And look at that, she's playing Frisbee with a dog just several feet away right now. My mind is blown. Come here, come around, go. Good, come on. She's bringing it back really well right now. Good girl. You're doing so well. Come around. And I'm intentionally keeping the throws short because it's easier to encourage your dog to come back to you from a shorter distance than a longer distance. So there's less opportunity for failure. Good. Keeping the leash short as she comes in so she can't change her mind and run back out. Come around. Ready? Go. I think this is the happiest I've been since my wedding day right now. Come around, ready? Go. Nice. After that round of Frisbee, you can see Inertia is a lot less antsy. She's not barking at the kids or the dog trying to get them to play. So exercise really tends to chill a dog out in a way that nothing else does. And check this out, we have two beautiful dogs over here. Inertia gets really excited by new people, so let's see if she can summon enough strength to hold her stay while meeting this brand new friend. Very good, that's wonderful. That was actually pretty good for her, I appreciate that. Stay. So it's a great opportunity for me to work on stay here. I mean, look at this. We have two awesome fetch trained dogs over here, and she just has to sit and watch. Just a few weeks ago, she would have found this an impossible task, so I'm really proud of her. Look how she's just chill, being good. Mentally and physically satisfying your dog will yield this result every time. In our next episode, we'll see how many more challenges we can find for Inertia here in Atlanta, Georgia. There's definitely a lot to see here. If you want to see how Inertia is doing today, follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Subscribe to my channel and get my books for all of my training advice in one place. See you next time.